Kent. I'm here at the Southside Virginia YMCA. So we're going to do a little bit of chair yoga today. Been doing yoga over 20 years, and we're just going to have fun, a nice simple class. I don't know what everybody has at home, but if you have a mat, you're welcome to use a mat. You can roll it right out and use that. Some other things that you might have around your house, you might have a pillow if you want to make the chair that you have more comfortable. We're going to want 2 chairs today. Some of my yoga students at home might have a block, so feel free to grab a block. If you have a child's ball or if you want to use the pillow instead, you're welcome to. The other thing that you might want for class is a strap. You might have your own yoga strap, or you might have a belt or a tie. The catch is don't use a tie that you like because sometimes you tear it and you don't want to get in trouble. So have some tools nearby. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll start in our first chair, sitting up nice and tall. You want to find a good posture. If you have a chair at home, try to use one that's sturdy. And we'll start with our feet. If you're using your mat, you'll take off your shoes and you can go barefoot, so you can kind of spread out your feet on the ground. If you don't have a mat at home or you're not comfortable taking off your shoes, you're going to keep them on. I'm showing some flat bottom shoes so I can kind of spread out my feet to have good contact with the floor. We'll start with just lifting our foot up. You don't have to actually touch it, but if you'd like to, you're going to press into the base of the big toe, the base of the pinky toe, both sides of that heel. That's going to give you 4 points. You connect the pinky toe to one side of the heel, the big toe to the other. That's going to make a little X. So try to feel that X in your foot even if you don't lift your foot up. And you're going to push the knee down gently right over that X. And then you've got the sitting bones. So you're going to make sure that they're nice and ready in the chair. If you're taller, you'll scoot back a little bit. If you're shorter, you might scoot forward a little bit. The important thing is to feel sturdy and to feel grounded. And then we've got the hips square. We'll lift up through the top of the head. We'll have the shoulders back and down. We're going to tuck our chin just slightly. So you'll have sort of a slight tuck between your chin and chest. We'll turn those palms up in our lap. And then we're going to start with a breath called Ujjayi breath, and that means victorious breath. You'll breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And you can kind of hold your hand up to your face and kind of make a ha sound. It'll sort of sound like Darth Vader, and if you're a regular student in my class, you know I always say that Darth Vader is victorious in the end, even though he goes through some terrible times. So we're going to practice that breath today so that we have victory. We'll sit up nice and tall, shoulders are back and down. If you'd like to close your eyes with me, you can. We're going to breathe in through our nose, breathe out through our nose. And just watch the breath first. Hear that sound that your breath makes. If you like Darth Vader, it'll sound like Darth Vader. If not, it might sound like the heat coming on or the air conditioning coming on, or just a gentle breeze in the trees. So find a noise that comforts you. Imagine that it's that noise. And just listen to the breath. Notice how long the inhale is. Notice how long the exhale is. And then once you're aware of that breath, you might bring the hand to the heart. See if you can feel your heart beating. Notice if it's fast, notice if it's slow. See if you can feel those lungs hugging your heart. And notice and you imagine that it might make you smile a little bit. And then once you're aware of the breath and aware of the heart, you can bring the hands back to the lap. If it helps you to keep them there, keep them there. And just try to make your breath even. And that just means the inhale and the exhale being the same length. And yoga, an even breath means that you're even-minded. It helps you to be a little bit calmer. A deeper breath in the beginning, a deeper inhale kind of invigorates you a little bit. A deeper exhale helps you relax. And we'll play with the deeper exhale a little bit as we cool down. So breathe in and breathe out. And just kind of notice how that body feels. Notice how you feel. With everything going on in the world today, your first thought might be to your mind and how your mind is doing. So notice how your mind is feeling. You can even close your eyes to help you concentrate just a little bit more. Kind of block out things around you. And just kind of really notice how your mind feels. If it's feeling a little crazy, that's okay. That's just how things are right now. We'll do the best with what we can do. Check in with the body. You want to feel each part of the body. You want to feel your feet, kind of spread out the toes on the floor. Feel that ground underneath you. And just notice whatever's going on with your feet. Feel your ankles. Feel the lower legs. Feel the knees. And sometimes, just to help me, I'll touch those parts. So see if you can feel the knees, the upper legs, the hips. Feel the belly and the back. Feel the shoulders and the arms. Just kind of notice how they feel. Feel the hands. Feel the wrists. Feel the fingers. Feel your neck. Feel your face. And then check back in with your head. And you might notice you're a little calmer already. You might not. Just notice what you notice. You'll do the same exercise as we go through class. So you can go any pace that you want to. You can go faster, you can go slower, you can skip something, you can do extra something. The goal is just to help you to feel and to do the best that you can with however you feel in each of the things that we do. So if you had your eyes closed, we'll gently open them. We'll bring our hands to our lap. We'll start with our shoulders. We'll roll through those shoulders and just kind of see how they feel. Just notice whatever you notice. Just do the best that you can. We'll go the opposite way when we're ready. And then we'll take those hands and just kind of look at them for a second. Make some fist and flex. Just kind of see how they feel. And it's always okay just to do one of something or half of something. You can do a wrist circle with one hand if you like. You might do both. Notice how you do. And we'll reverse. And then I'm missing some of my regular students. They're actually piano players. And so when they do this exercise, they're pretty serious about it. So play the piano if you're a real piano player. And if not, just kind of have fun. Be a little silly. We even play upside down. Just kind of notice how that feels. If you're a serious piano player, you might be like, this kind of feels weird. But that's what yoga does. It helps us to feel more comfortable in strange situations. The next one that we'll play with is our feet. So you're going to kind of rock your feet, heels to toes. And just kind of notice how those feet feel. And then we're going to extend the leg. Make sure you're keeping your good posture, sitting up tall. And we'll extend the leg, and you're going to notice the knees. Just kind of notice how they feel. And then you want to concentrate on feeling the foot touching the ground, feeling the ground beneath you, and then lifting the leg. And then we'll take that movement a little bit deeper. We'll grab on the back of our upper leg, and we'll lift one just gently, set it down, and then the other, and set it down. And just kind of notice how that feels. Sometimes the hips and the feet and the legs can carry a lot of stress. We don't notice that until we start to play with it. So just go through class, notice whatever comes up, and just work with whatever you find. We're going to bring one leg up when we're ready. You can support that leg. We're going to play with that foot and kind of make a little ankle circle. So just kind of notice how that feels. You can reverse the direction. And then we'll set that foot down and just kind of spread out that foot on the ground. We'll lift the other one, point and flex that foot. See how that feels? Make an ankle circle if you can. And just notice whatever shape it's going to make. And just go, isn't that interesting? And then we'll go the other way when we're ready. And then plant those feet gently on the ground. The next one we're going to do is our hips. So we'll bring our hand inside the leg. And you want to ground the one leg while you open the other. You've got your heart lifted. And we're still breathing that same even breath. You might notice it's going a little bit faster, hopefully. As we start to get a little warmer and loosen things up. And then we've got the other one. We'll lift that leg, take it out to the side, and just kind of see how that feels. And then we'll take both legs out wide. You're in sort of a V position. Make sure your sitting bones are grounded. We're going to bring our hands just past our knees. We're going to come forward. We're going to drop one arm. Just kind of loosen up that shoulder. The shoulder's another place that we can carry a lot of tension. Just kind of let it relax. You might even imagine you're stirring up some ice cream or something fun. And then we'll go the other way when we're ready. And we'll switch arms. We'll drop the other arm. Just kind of loosen that shoulder. And feel free to make the shoulder bigger or smaller. Go slower or faster. You just continuously adjust for you, just like what we're having to do with the world today. Go the other way when you're ready. Just kind of see how that feels. And then we'll have one hand on each leg, back from the knees. We're going to come forward, and we're going to play with a cat and a cow. So we'll round the back, and we'll push that belly through. And I'll just turn to the side a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So you'll come forward, and then we'll round. You're going to push that heart forward, and then round that back. So just kind of notice how you feel. Make sure you're spreading out those feet so you feel the connection with the ground while you're doing that. And then when you're ready, slowly, carefully come back in. Make sure you've got that good posture, sitting up tall. And then we're just going to be a little silly. We're going to pretend like we're swimming. And if you're a serious hardcore swimmer and you miss the pool, you can kind of really practice your strokes. And if not, just kind of play. And then if it's comfortable, we're going to kind of swim down towards our knees. And then we'll backstroke back. Just kind of notice how that feels. And we'll swim down towards our knees. And we'll backstroke back. And then just kind of feel that body nice and warm. So in the class today, we'll do something seated, something standing, and you're always welcome to do whichever you like. I'll try to give you different options for seated or standing. So the first one we're going to play with is our shooting star. So if you're comfortable seated, you're going to do your arms up, and this is kind of that top part. And if you'd like to add a bottom, you can do one leg at a time, and just kind of imagine that beautiful night sky, those stars shooting in the air. Here in Farmville, we actually get to sing a lot of that. It's kind of fun. Got a beautiful sky, High Bridge Trail. So you can kind of imagine you're out on that and open, and just see that whole sky out in front of you. So you can do a second set seated in the chair, or if you're comfortable standing, we'll step out wide. We'll turn the heels in. We've got the spine long. Shoulders are back and down. We're going to open up wide. We'll bend the knees, and then we're going to reach. One of the tricks with doing the shooting stars is you want to make sure that you're not doing a squat. You're going to keep the hips right underneath the shoulders. So you're going to go up and down, so it's not a squat. The next one that we do will be a squat. So just see if you can kind of notice the difference between the two. You might even imagine those stars, reach through the feet, reach through the hands. And I always tell my students to remember to smile. So if you're out there, you can smile at me in virtual land. So notice how that feels, even if you don't mean the smile. And then we're going to make that full moon. You can imagine that beautiful sky. The next one that we're going to do are our sunflowers, and I'll turn to the side so you can see this one. This one we will take the hips back. Take those hips back, and then if it's comfortable, you can imagine you're scooping up some sunflowers, reaching up to that beautiful sun in the sky. Now, if you prefer to do this one seated, you've got that same V like we had before. We'll come forward, up, and down. And you're going to feel that belly supporting the back. You're going to feel those feet on the ground. So you can do any of them that feel comfortable for you. You want to feel that heart rate coming up. We're still breathing evenly. In through our nose, out through our nose. You should be starting to get a little bit of a sweat on, maybe. And then we're going to open up. We'll make that full moon again. So check in with that heart rate. Should still be going a little faster. And then one of my favorite ones that we do with my students is a troll. So we're going to be a little crazy. You're going to bend your knees, you're going to stick out your fingers, and you're going to stick out your tongue, and you're going to scare people. And make it loud. Get whoever's with you at home to join in, pets, anything. And then pick one side and be scary. And just let out any tension. And then we'll stand tall. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. So hopefully you're feeling that body a little limber, a little bit more loose. Next one we're going to do is our sun salutations. So the way I like to do my sun salutations is I do one seated, I'll do one holding onto the chair, and I'll do one where I let go. You're welcome to join in on any of those parts. So you can always stay seated, you can always hold onto the chair, or you can let go. And some of my more advanced students, if you like to do the floor sun salutation, feel free to join in for this part of that if you have the space at home and you have a mat or carpet or whatever you have. So I'm going to start seated first, and they all follow the same pattern. You'll have the hands at the heart, sitting up tall. We'll have that good posture. We'll inhale, reach up. We'll exhale, let the shoulders relax. You're going to press the feet into the ground as you reach up to the sky. Feel that body stretch, and then we'll bring our hands to our left leg. Our right foot is going to step back. So you're making sort of a lunge. Hands can be at the hips. They can be at the heart, or you can reach up to that sky. So notice how you feel. And then we'll bring the hands back to our legs, step the feet hip width. And then we'll step out wide. You've got the hands back from your legs. We're going to come in, and we're going to round out. So you're playing with that cat and that cow that we were just a second ago. So hopefully you notice that it's a little easier. You're feeling a little bit warmer. And you might be like, hey, this is kind of fun. Been doing this a long time. It's one of my favorite things to do with people. So we can just do this in virtual world. We'll come back in. Hands going to be on the left leg. The right foot's going to step back. Hands can be at the hips. They can be at the heart. Or you can reach tall. This is that lunge. And we'll bring the hands back in. Feet are hip width. Inhale. And we'll exhale, bring the hands to the heart. We've got the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen. We'll bring our hands to our right leg. Left foot's going to step back. Hands can be at the hips, they can be at the heart, or we can reach tall. So you want to feel that lunge. Then the hands will come back in, feet are hip width apart. We'll step out wide. And then you can come forward and we'll roll back. Making that cat and that cow again. So you just do what you can do. And I'm not telling you, but you're always welcome to do just the arms or just the legs, just like we did with that shooting star. Hands to be at the hips of the heart or reach tall. So you just adjust each pose to fit your body. We'll step the feet in, inhale. And exhale, hands at the heart. So that heartbeat should be going faster. Your breath should still be even. So notice how that feels. We're going to do 2 more. And we might do one on our own. We'll see how we feel. So stay seated if that's comfortable for you. If you prefer to be in the chair, you've got the chair where you're going to be able to reach it. You want to kind of check your area around you to make sure you have space, but you're not going to hit anything. And then we're going to turn to our chair. You've got the chair where you can hold on to it. If you're at home and this is the first time you're practicing with it, you might kind of test it just to make sure it's sturdy for you to lean on. You can also use a wall or a table if you're in the kitchen. So see how you feel. Hands can be at the chair. They can be at the heart. We'll inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen. We're going to bring our hands to our chair. Your right foot is going to step back. Now see how you feel. You can make this lunge just like we were playing with in the chair, or your feet are kind of on train tracks. Your right heel will come down. Your right toe will extend out. Hands can be at the hips. They can be at the heart, but we can reach tall. This is a warrior 1. We'll bring the hands to that leg, to the chair, spin on your foot, step in. Now we're going to step out wide. Watch your head on the chair if you need to. You could bring your hands to your legs if that's comfortable. You can always sit. We've got that cat and that cow. And remember, you can always go slower or faster than me. The 4th one that we do, we'll play with that. And then we'll come back in. You'll grab that chair. You'll walk in, balance on your left foot. Right foot's going to step back. Heel stays in, toe sticks out. So it's sort of like the letter K. Hands can be at hips. They can be at heart. Or you can reach up. And you might just kind of push to the heart. Feel that ground and just feel that body strong. Hands will come to the chair. You're going to step in. We've got our mountain position. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, hands at the heart. We've got the other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen. Hands will come to that chair. Left foot's going to step back. See how you feel. Hands can be at the hips, at the heart, or you can reach tall. And then we'll step in. You're back in that mountain. Step out wide. Watch the head on the chair. Take the hips back. You've got a cat and a cow. So kind of notice how that feels for you. And if you have a cat at home that's doing this with you, you might kind of pretend with the cat. I grew up on a farm, so we have cows. So if you have cows outside, you might pretend that you have the cows. And we've got the hands come in. Right foot in front. Left foot steps back. Hands can be at the hips of the heart or reach tall. Hands will come to the chair. Step in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands at the heart. So that's the holding on to the chair option. The other option you can do is just have the chair there in case you need it. So we'll do one of those. And move the chair a little bit farther away. We'll start in that mountain. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees. Hands will come to that left leg. If you need the chair, you've got it. Step back with the right foot. Heels in, toes out. Hands will be at the hips, at the heart. Or you can reach up to that sky. Hands will come in. We're going to step in. Stand tall, and you take as much space and time as you need to. We'll step out wide. Hips will go back. We've got our cat and our cow. And then we'll round up. Walk in. Hands will come to that leg. We'll step back, balance. So you'll feel that challenge. Heel turns in, toe turns out. Deep breath in as you reach up. And we'll bring the hands to that leg, spin. Step in, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands at the heart. We've got the other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen. Hands will come to that chair. Step back. Heels in, toes out. Hands can be at the hips of the heart. Or we can reach tall. Hands will come to that leg. Step in. Stand tall. Step out wide. Take the hips back. Around the back. And then when you're ready, roll up. Balance again. Step back. Hands at hips of the heart. Or reach tall. Hands will come to that leg. Step in. Inhale. And exhale. So we're going to do one more on our own. So maybe you'll get to watch this You'll get to watch this video multiple times. We'll see how all that works out. So you can just kind of see what you remember. Part of yoga is to help you to learn to focus and to concentrate so that you can remember better. So we'll do one where I'll face you, and I'm not going to give you any words, and you can practice on your own. So if you want to rewind this without my words a couple of times, you're welcome to. We'll start standing nice and tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen. We're going to exhale, hands to the hips. Bend the knees. Hands are going to come to that left leg. We'll step back. Hands can be at the hips of the heart, or we can reach tall. Hands will come to that leg where you spin, step in, stand tall, step out wide. Take those hips back. We've got our cat and our cow. And then we'll come up, balance on that leg, step back. Hands can be at the hips, at the heart, or reach tall. Step in, inhale, and exhale. And then I'll do the other side without any cues, and just see what you remember. You might even turn your head away and just notice what you notice. Listen to your breath. So if you feel nice and warmed up for whatever you need to do, you're welcome to stop the class at this portion and do other things if you need to. I hope you've enjoyed our yoga warm-up. We'll be back in just a second. We're going to move the chairs around, so make sure if you didn't have your equipment that you had them, make sure you get a sip of water. And I'll be back in just a second. Back, we're going to do some standing warrior series. And I like to remind my classes, if you're practicing with me regularly, you know one of the styles of yoga I teach is power yoga, and it's not because it's hard, it's to help you to feel strong. So that's what this warrior series hopefully will do for you. So we're going to start with the warrior 2. You'll step the feet out wider than hip width apart. We'll do a standing option first, and then I'll show you the chair option. We're going to turn to your right, and I'm just going to do my right. Middle of the heel is going to line up with the arch. It doesn't matter which way you go, you just do what you can. You've got that sort of T shape with your feet, and then you're going to reach the arms out. If it's comfortable for your head and neck, you can turn and look towards that third finger of your bent knee. And then we'll bring the head back to center, bring that foot around, hands will come together. We'll try the same thing on the left. We'll reach out strong. You want to puff that heart up a little bit. You're a warrior. This is warrior 2. So breathe in and breathe out. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then we'll come center. We'll come back to that again. If you prefer to do a seated pose, you can always sit and just do the arms. See how you feel? Make sure you can breathe. And then you can always add the legs in the chair too. Middle of the heel, line up with that arch. And you just go a comfortable distance. It can be shorter or farther apart. And we'll open up. We'll come back in. We'll open up. And then you'll be able to follow along with arms and legs for that warrior 2 sequence that we're going to do. So we'll start going towards our left. Middle of the heel is going to line up with that arch. You want to feel the hips square. You want to really plant the feet into the ground. We're going to reach the 2 arms out wide. And then we'll turn our head towards our bent knee if we can. Looking towards that third finger. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. Now the first variation we're going to play with is an extended angle. So you bring your hand to your left leg, your right hand to your right hip. If you wanted to go deeper, you could. And this is where some people do like to use that block. You can also use the seat of your chair or your couch if you're near your couch. And just kind of see how you feel. We're going to reach out strong, and then we're going to reach across. And then we'll reverse. We'll exhale as we reach over. And we'll inhale as we reach up. Now you can always keep the hands at the hips if you need to protect shoulders. So you just kind of play with the choices. If you feel like you can go deeper, you can go deeper. And in class lately, my people have been getting really strong. So we've been going a little bit lower and a little bit higher. So you just kind of play with where you need to be. And you just enjoy what you can do. And then when you're ready, you can bring that hand to that bent leg, other hand to the hip. Stop there if that feels right for you. Or if you're comfortable, you can reach across. You can put that hand on the block, on the chair, on the table, or on the couch. See how you feel. And then we'll reverse that warrior. Now you can look down at your leg. That's going to help protect your neck a little bit. You can look out at something beautiful in front of you. Or you can look up towards your wrist. So you're just going to kind of see how you feel. And then we'll come back into that warrior 2. And slowly, carefully come center. Now we're going to turn to the other side. Middle of the heel lines up with that arch. You might add that neck if that's comfortable for you. Check in with that breath and see if you can feel that battlefield around you. Smooth, even breath, staying calm. We'll be able to see behind you, beside you, and in front of you. We'll bring the head back to center, and then we're going to play with that angle. So you might, on this side, each side might be different. You might just kind of sway a little bit, or you might go a little deeper. Just kind of see how you feel. Make sure you can breathe. In through that nose, out through that nose. And some sides you might go farther down, you might go farther up. Just kind of play with it. Try to make it even each side. And if you're watching me, you might notice that I don't always make it even each side. You just kind of feel how you feel and you adjust to what you can do. So I want you to do that same thing at home. And then when you're ready, you can bring the hand to the leg or you can reach across a little bit. Just kind of see how you feel. And then we'll come back in. We've got that reverse warrior. And you might look down this time. You might look up. You might look out. And then we'll come back into that warrior two. And we'll slowly, carefully find that mountain. You want to feel those feet underneath you. Feel that body breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Now the next sequence we're going to play with is a warrior one. And just like with that warrior two, you can stay seated. We're going to do some things with our arms. You can step back and make that lunge. And if you're in the chair, that's going to probably be your best bet because that's going to keep your hips and your knees straight. Hands can be at the hips of the heart, or you can reach tall. We'll play with it a little bit. Reach tall. And I'm going to do one side seated and one side standing. So if you need to do the same thing, or if you want to sit this one out and just watch, you're welcome to. The standing option, you can be at the back of the chair. You're going to hold on to the chair. We're going to play with that warrior one, just like we did from our sun salutation. You want to feel the feet grounded. If you've got your ear, hopefully over your shoulder, over your hip. Hopefully I've got that out there. You guys can check me. Hands can be at the heart, or you can reach up tall. And then we'll bring our hands to our heart. We're going to straighten the leg. This is going to be our peaceful warrior. And then we're going to reach up, courageous warrior. Straighten for peaceful warrior. And lengthen, reach up for that courageous warrior. And you might feel peaceful, you might not. Just notice how you feel. You might not feel brave, but just notice. And hopefully moving back and forth is going to help you. And if you're missing us here at home, our bluebirds are out there in our bluebird house behind me. Our cardinal has not come to see us yet, but hopefully he will. And then you're going to reach up tall. Feel that body long. Feel that courageousness maybe. Bring the hands back to heart for some of that peacefulness. We'll bring the hands to the chair. We'll spin on that foot and we'll step in. We've got the other side, so the left foot will step back or whichever one you didn't do. And then if you're comfortable, I'll show you in the chair. If you change your mind and want to go to the chair, you can. So we've got the hands at the heart. This is that peaceful warrior. We'll reach up and make that courageous warrior and then back into that peaceful warrior. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And notice you may or may not feel courageous. You may or may not feel brave. Just do the best that you can. That's all we do. And then bring those hands to that heart. Feel that body strong. Step both feet together. We'll inhale. Bring those hands to that heart. Now the next one we're going to play with is our chair dog. And there's lots of ways to do a chair dog. So you can sit up tall in the chair. We'll do that one first. Inhale, lengthen. And then we're going to hinge forward. See how that feels. Now keep your head above your heart if you need to. If it's comfortable, you can take it a little lower. And you may or may not get to that parallel position. Make sure your chin is tucked. I think mine wasn't. So always check your posture. Notice how you're feeling. And then slowly, carefully come up. A lot more people at home are having to do work at home instead of doing their jobs outside. So this chair sequence can be a nice thing that you can do at home. You can do bits and pieces of it in between your chair work. Or if you're doing telecommuting, or you can use yoga breaks for your kids while they're sitting at their table and at their desk or at the kitchen table. Give them a little yoga break. You can do some of these seated exercises just to kind of help keep them on task, help them feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more strong. So I'll show the other one standing. We'll take the hips back, and this is the chair dog. So if you're washing more dishes or you're spending more time standing or doing other different things, our delivery people, all those people that are working at the grocery stores right now to make sure we have food, this is something you can hold on to the cash register, wrap desk, and give yourself just a little stretch. And then we'll slowly, carefully come in. Another nice one. Standing, I'll show that option first. You can crisscross the fingers. Or if you're wondering why we had this little strap back there, this is one of the things that you can do. You can have the strap folded behind you, holding on. And you're going to push the heart forward. Just kind of open that chest. So you can use the strap. You can also use the chair or the table or whatever you got. You just use whatever you've got. Open in that heart, open in that chest. Now the next sequence that we're going to play with, we're going to do one more standing one. This could be our warrior one. I'll show that one seated first. So we'll go back into that lunge position, sort of an option for that warrior one. Hands can be at the hips, they can be at the heart, or you can reach tall. And then if it's comfortable, you can bring the hands back to the hips. In the chair, we're going to take the leg forward. We're going to lift that leg. You're going to feel the back of that leg and glute. You can reach the arms out, seeing how that feels. You can reach the arms up. That's going to make it harder. If you haven't done that before, you might be surprised. And then we're going to balance. Woo, you can feel that. At least I can. And then we'll come back in. We'll do the other side. This is that warrior one. See how you feel. Always keep the hands back. And you could just do arms too. Extend the leg. You can lift and lower. Make sure you're lifting the heart. Got that chin, fist distance between that chin and chest. You can reach out or up. You'll feel it. And then you can lift up and balance. And you'll feel it. Make sure you smile. And then we'll come down. Roll through those shoulders. So that's our warrior one and our warrior three option. We'll do it again just because that's a nice thing to help to strengthen the legs. Work the core. We'll stand behind the chair or you can stay in the seat just like we did before. We've got the left foot in front, right foot's going to step back. You're still in those train tracks. You want to feel like you can press into that ground. And feeling grounded when everything is crazy and you're trying to balance on one leg. That's what we're trying to do here, is to help you feel more comfortable, to feel more in your body, to feel less out in all the worry. Hand can be at the hips, at the heart, or you can reach tall. Bring the hand to the chair. You're going to shift your weight forward, and this is where I was talking to you at home. Make sure you've tested the chair before you put a whole lot of weight on it. You're going to come forward, check behind you, make sure you're not going to kick anything. Sometimes my little dog will come up behind me and I've accidentally kicked him, so be careful. You're going to lift that back leg. You're going to feel that glute fire. It's always okay to hold on. If you feel like you can, you might reach one arm out. You might reach two, and you might change your mind and bring both of them back. Just notice how you feel, and then see if you can reach out and fly. And it may or may not happen. And that smile helps you. There I go. See, we crashed. Teachers crashed too. And then see how you feel. We'll reach tall. You've got the hands on that chair. We'll step in. You've got that seated chair dog like we played with before. Or you can do a standing chair dog. Just notice how you feel. Notice what you need. We've got that second side. Left foot's going to step back. Hands can be at the hips, at the heart. Reach tall. You bring the hands to the chair. You're going to shift your weight forward. You're going to lift that back leg. You're going to exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Try to lift through the heart. And you may or may not on this side do one arm out. You may or may not do the second one. Nope, we got it. And sometimes you'll surprise yourself. You're like, I didn't know I could do that. That's what we hope we find. And then see if you can fly. And it may or may not happen. And you've got that chair to help you. See if you can reach. And then we'll step in. We're going to take those hips back. We've got that chair dog. Make sure you breathe. And you want to feel that tailbone all the way to the crown of the head, even to the fingers. And I didn't show you, but my regular students know it's okay to go really deep without extending the arms if you need to protect shoulders. So you might just go really, really deep. Notice how you feel. Just do what you can. And then when you're ready, slowly, carefully come up. Feel those shoulders. Make sure you can breathe. Now the next one we're going to play with is the dolphin. And this works the shoulders, it works the core. You're going to take your fingers, and I always like to practice for where we need to go. You're going to kind of a strange grip. You're going to have your pinky fingers touching on the back, and you're going to have your thumbs crisscrossed. And you can play, and you'll feel the shoulders, and it may or may not be the move for you. So just kind of notice, you do what you can. Same thing with all the moves here. You just do what you're able to do. Each person is different, and it's going to have different things going on with them. So anything you're not comfortable with, skip. Anything you want to do a little bit more. So notice how that feels. You're going to feel the shoulders and the arms. If you need to make it still gentler, you might do those breathing movements that we did before. Inhale, reach, exhale, lower. If you're comfortable, we'll turn the chair around towards us. Make sure you've got a little bit of space there. You got your pinky fingers flat. You're going to bring the elbows into the chair. Pinky fingers are going to press in. And it's sort of like that chair dog. You're going to open that upper body. Make sure you can breathe. In through your nose, out through your nose. And it's sort of like you're a dolphin diving into the water. Now, if that's not comfortable in your shoulders, if you feel like you've gotten stuck, you can take the arms out wide. You might even walk a little farther back. And this is a deeper version of that chair dog that we were playing with. Just breathe in, breathe out. This is another thing you can do if you're working at home, or you're just in a different position. And then slowly, carefully walk that body in. Watch that blood pressure take as much time as you need coming up. So hopefully you kind of feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit stronger. We're going to do another pose for strength. So we'll turn the chair around, and this is where you want to find a prop that you might have at home. So you might have a block, you might not, you might have a shoe. And I brought a big pillow here because I like to be comfortable. But if you have a smaller pillow, you're welcome to use a smaller pillow. Or some people use their water bottle, which is another tool that we use. So you're welcome to use your water bottle. I'll kind of show both of these. This next move is called a peacock. And I'll show with the block first. We'll sit tall, spine's long, and you'll be able to see me a little bit from the side when I show the standing option. So you're going to step back like we were playing with, and then you can use the arm. And then you can add that block like it's a weight. You might do the same thing on the other side. You could do just the leg, just the arm, do the arm and leg. So you're mixing and matching kind of each move to fit you. If you're in the chair and you want to go a little harder core, and you'll see that when I show the standing one, you can bring the elbow towards the knee, and you can curl more. I'm not curling as much here as you might. Curl and curl. And what we're trying to do is you're using your hand or the water bottle to kind of reach up and make that feather on the top of the peacock. And then you're using your leg on the top of his head. And then you're using the leg behind to make sort of his tail feather. So you can welcome to hold on. I'm going to recommend holding on because I get wobbly. Even though I've been doing this a long time, you'll step back and pull in. Step back and pull in. And you're going to feel the standing muscles if you're standing, or the seated muscles if you're seating. And you can go back and in, back and in. You're going to kind of curl, and you might curl a little bit more than me. You might not. And you might touch down on the ground, and you might not. So just kind of notice how you feel. Coming in and coming out. See how you do. And then you can open up, and you're going to feel that balance. Try to lift through the heart. Reach through the arm. And you might let go. You might not. And then we've got the other side. I'm going to turn my back to you. You can step back and in. See how that feels? I can spin this chair around here so you can see how it does. Back and in. Just kind of notice. Come in and out. And you're going to feel the abdominal muscles and the back muscles. You'll feel the leg and the hip and the shoulder. And just do what feels even for you. Sometimes one side's a little weaker or a little stronger than the other. You can count if you want, or you can just balance. And you might stick out your tongue. Good. We'll come down, roll through those shoulders. Remember, take a water break anytime that you need to. And then we're going to play with the tree. So the tree is actually kind of hard seated for strength-wise. So you can sit. And I always make any kind of tree. It's your tree. So you can have one leg back, one leg in front. You can make a pine tree. You can make a Joshua tree. You can make an oak. Or I'll call it a power company tree where one arm does one thing and the other arm does the other. So just kind of play with what you can. And you can do that on each side. You've got that pine tree, that Joshua tree, or that oak, or that power company tree. It's your tree, so it can be however you like. We'll come back into seated. And today, we're going to add a blooming tree with all the beautiful trees out there blooming right now. You're going to come in, you're going to open. Just imagine all those beautiful blooms. And you can imagine it in your mind, even if you're inside. Or if you can look out the window, or if you're somewhere where you can take a walk, take a walk. Just kind of feel that body open. And then if you feel a little crazy, you can lift one leg while you're doing that. You'll feel that. You can lift the other leg. And you just kind of notice what you notice. Notice how you feel. Just kind of feel that body blooming. Now, if you're okay standing, I like to use a chair. It's also okay. That's one of the reasons we have the 2 chairs, as you can hold on one on each side. So if that's going to work for you, that's another option. Make sure you have a little bit of space so that you're not going to hit anything. We're going to plant one foot and hold on to that chair. Remember, you've got the second one if you need to. You're going to have the heel and toe out. You've got the ball of the foot on the floor. And then see how you feel. You've got your pine tree, your Joshua tree, or your oak. And then we're going to add that movement. Inhale as you open, exhale as you close. Just kind of feel that body move, even though you're still. Part of it anyway. And then see if you can open and bloom. And then we're going to play with our mudra. We're going to bring that third finger to that thumb. And here in Southern Virginia, I like to call it magnolia tree. So see how you feel if you've got it. You're going to look at one magnolia bloom. Come back to center, or dogwood, whatever you like. Pear, apple, it doesn't matter. Come back in, hands will come to the heart. We've got the other side. And so if you have the 2 chairs, you can just conveniently switch back, or you're welcome to kind of turn around. So I've got one foot on the floor, the ball, the other foot on the floor. And just kind of play with that tree. Maybe on this side you'll hold on. That Joshua tree, that pine, or that oak. Maybe you'll have that power company tree. And just kind of notice. Make sure you can breathe, and then we're going to play. And remember, it's always okay just to do one arm, or not do any arms. You're just going to adjust this practice for you. Just like you were in the class with me. Just kind of feel that body open. And then open up. Imagine all those beautiful trees outside. And then we'll bring the hands to the heart. And down. Now I've got the second side. We're going back. You can have the second set of the first side. We're going back. You can have the toe on the floor or near the ankle. You don't press on that ankle. And we're not going to do the blooming one. We're just going to add to it a little bit here. We're going to change it up. So you may or may not let go. And it's okay to stick out your tongue. I'm going to be doing that. Not to be mean. It does help. You can reach out. Oh, I'm getting a little wobbly. And then see if you can bloom there. That third finger and that thumb will come together. Bring the hands in. You've got that chair to help you. We'll switch sides when you're ready. You can still keep that ball of the foot on the floor. And you're sitting too if you prefer that option. You can have the toe on the floor near the ankle. See how you do. Make any kind of that tree, and you can kind of make it a funky tree if you want. It does help to stick out your tongue. And it does help to smile. Now I've got that blooming tree. If you need to tap down, just like you put a stake on a tree that's growing. I might need a stake here. We'll see. Make sure you can breathe. It'll wobble. And then we'll come down. Now we're going to do one more tree. We're going to add to it just a little bit. You can have the foot on the floor, the toe on the floor near the ankle, or you can be close to the knee. You want the hips to be open. And it's okay if you have that foot on the floor. It's okay if you hold on. It's okay if you sit and you've got that leg in front of you. And see if you can make that blooming tree. See if you can push that heart forward. It might mean you have to shift a little bit or hold on. That's okay. And then the hands will come to the heart. And down. We've got the second side. See how you do. Make sure you can breathe. You might tap down. Open that heart. And smile. Hands to the heart. That's what we have the chair for. And come down. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. Now get you a sip of water. Make sure you've got your 2 chairs. Or if you do like to go to the floor, some of my students do that, so you're welcome to do that. I'm going to show the 2 chairs. If you have your mat, get your mat out. If you're going to do your 2 chairs, we're going to turn them in so that you can use them, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Welcome back. We've got our chairs. You've got a strap, and you may want a cushion if you need that. And you might want your water. So just kind of see how you feel. We'll get set up and get situated again. So we'll have a nice, comfortable seated position. We've got the shoulders back and down. We've got the neck long, that slight tuck to your chin. You want to feel those feet just like we talked about in the floor. We'll turn the palms up. Just kind of take a smooth breath in and a smooth breath out. And just kind of notice where we are right now. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to play with a wide angle pose. So we'll open the feet out, and you want to feel those sitting bones in the chair. You want to feel the feet on the ground, and we'll sit up tall. You might bring the hands on the inside of those thighs. We're going to push that heart forward. And just kind of open that chest. Make sure you can breathe. And then we're going to keep opening. You'll open that heart. And if it's comfortable, you might just push that heart forward just a little bit more. And then we'll bring the hands in. Bring those feet in. Now we're going to bring the toes and the feet together, the knees together. And we're going to sit up tall. We'll inhale, lengthen. So see how tall you can go from the hips to the top of the head. We'll inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to twist from the hip, from the belly, from the heart, from the shoulder, from the neck, and then the eyes. And then you're going to feel a little hug there. So breathe into that hug. See if you can relax just a little deeper into that hug. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. And then we'll inhale and we'll exhale, slowly unwind. Coming back to center. Press down, lift up tall. Inhale, tall, 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 tall. Exhale from the hip, from the belly, from the heart, from the shoulder, from the neck, from the eyes. And you could just do your eyes if you're not supposed to twist. Make sure you can breathe. And then slowly, carefully come back in. Roll through those shoulders. We'll open those feet a little bit. See how we feel. And then we'll step to the side. We'll grab our strap. Remember, you can use an old tie, just not one that you like, or a scarf. If you have a karate belt. If you have a bathrobe belt, anything like that. Or if you have a yoga strap. We're going to have one leg planted. And the key to this is to have that leg planted. It's sort of like a door hinge. And this is the door jamb. And then the leg's going to open kind of like the door. And if you need to adjust your strap, you're going to lift the heart. And you want to feel the spine long, let the shoulders come back. If it's comfortable, you can lift the foot up a little bit. You could lift it up to hip height. You're just going to go where you feel comfortable. So we're just trying to loosen up the hip. You're going to feel the belly strong through there. Feel that leg strong, so make sure that leg doesn't move. You can't even stick your finger like it's the bolt in the door jamb to kind of hold that leg. And then we're going to open up. Make sure you can breathe. Feel that chest open, just like we did a second ago. And then we'll bring the leg in. Now I'm showing high, but you don't have to. We're going to switch hands. We'll take the matching leg that's long to that hand of the hip. And then see if you can open out to the side. And we'll come back in, same hand to the same leg. We'll open out to the other side. Just kind of feel that body stretch. And then we'll come back in, let that leg come down. And we've got the second side. And you might do something different with the side. You might not. Just kind of notice how you feel. Good posture. You can stay lower if that's comfortable. You can go a little higher. Open that arm out. Make sure that this leg stays strong here. You can see me kind of touch my finger to that knee to help me remember that. And that's going to engage the core for support and the leg to support the core. Open and close a little bit. Sort of some dynamic stretching to kind of loosen things up. And then we'll open out. Feel that body stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we'll come back in. We're going to take the opposite hand of the leg. Hand can come to the hip. You can twist. Feels good, you can open. Make sure you can breathe. Come back in, change hands. Open to the other side. Come back in. Now the next one that we're going to do is our cow face pose. So different people are going to do that different ways. If you need to be more careful with your shoulders, you'll take your hand, make a fist. You'll bring the fist to your shoulder. You can take the elbow up to shoulder height. And if it feels comfortable, you'll see if you can get that arm back there. So just kind of notice how that feels. And you can stop anywhere along the way. You've got the second side, you've got your fist. Fist will come to your shoulder. Elbow could lift. And that elbow may or may not come up, and you might notice some differences on the different sides. So stop anywhere along the way. We're trying to stretch the muscle in the back of the arm. If it's comfortable and you want to do a little extra, and I'm just going to start standing so that you can see what I can do. You don't have to stand. I'm going to stand. I'm going to take the strap behind me. Make sure you don't get the strap caught in your hair. You're going to take the strap back. So if you were able to get that arm up there, you're going to have the arm up there with that strap. You take the second hand behind you, and you'll walk the two hands towards one another. You want the neck long. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. And just see if you can relax into that stretch. And I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing. You don't want to scrunch your neck or scrunch your head. See how you feel. And then we've got the second side. See how you do. You're going to open. Make sure you can breathe. And you may or may not notice a difference. So notice how you feel. And then we'll slowly, carefully come back down. Now you consider stand. I'm just going to show standing because that's what I'm doing now. We're going to play with our neck. We'll take a deep breath in, tuck the chin towards the chest, deep breath in and out. Inhale, center. We'll look up towards the ceiling, deep breath in and out. Inhale, center. We'll exhale, turn the head to one side, deep breath in and out. Inhale, center. And then the other, deep breath in and out. Inhale, center. One ear towards one shoulder, deep breath in and out. Inhale, center. And then the other, deep breath in and out. Inhale, center. And then we're going to set up our chairs for some relaxation. So we'll turn the two chairs towards one another. If you prefer to go to the floor, how about your cushion and your strap? And I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, welcome back. We're going to do some final stretches and some relaxation. So gather your props that you might need. I'm going to show two chairs. So if you don't want to go to the floor, you don't have to. That's what I'll be showing. Some people do like to use a cushion. And if you're missing our squishy balls at the Y, you can use a squishy ball, or if you have a ball at home, a kid's ball, you're welcome to do that. Some people like to have that behind them, or some people like to sit on it too. Just make sure that you're going to be sturdy. My people that do the position on the floor, feel free to grab whatever you need. I'm going to set that down for me for right now. And then we're going to grab our strap, and you're going to kind of Goldilocks it. And if you're new to me, that's a word that I make up. So you make it easier or harder or softer or whatever you need. You're going to kind of Goldilocks the two chairs as we go through this. We're going to take one leg long if you can, get one leg up there, sort of like a recliner, and then the other, and then you scoop out your sitting bones. There's no polite way to say that. So you want to feel the sitting bones on the floor. You've got the heels down, and you can pull those legs in. You can pull the chair closer, or you can pull the chair away. We're going to start with Janu Sirsasana, and that means nose to the knee pose, and we're just going to do what we can do. We've got one leg long. We're going to bend the other leg. You're going to support that hip and knee as that leg opens out. So if you're on the floor, you might put that cushion that I was showing underneath your knee. You've got your strap. You're going to push through the ball of your foot, so we're getting a nice stretch in that leg. You're going to put the strap on the ball of the foot. The toes will kind of peel a little bit towards you. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. Watch yourself or feel your posture. Your ear is over your shoulder, over your head. You're going to move from the hip. You can inhale, lengthen, and you're going to gently come forward. So you can hold that strap if that feels right for you. The idea is we're trying to stretch the leg. We already stretched the arm a little bit, so we're trying to concentrate on the leg and the hip. If you're feeling comfortable, you can put your hand above or below your knee. You may or may not be able to get your hand on your foot, and then you're going to point your nose towards your knee. Then you're going to breathe in and breathe out, and you want to relax. The low back is going to stay flat. That middle back and that upper back are going to round. So just notice what you notice. Make sure you can breathe. Just feel that body relax. Hopefully the heart rate's going to slow down just a little bit, and you're going to feel a comfortable stretch. And slowly, carefully, gently come up. Now we're going to support that leg as we come in. We've got the other one. You're going to support that knee and that hip as you drop out. Got that strap. Just kind of lasso your foot. You're going to push through the ball of the foot. Sit up nice and tall. Feel those sitting bones. Ear over shoulder over hip. Feel that hip hinge. Inhale, lengthen. And then you're going to hinge forward. Hand can be in your thigh or your shin. You can hold that strap. Low back is going to stay flat. You want to try to round in the middle. And sometimes we cheat a little bit. Try to round in the middle and then in the upper. Look towards your foot. Nose is pointing towards your knee. Hand can be in your thigh or shin. You can continue to hold that strap. You might surprise yourself and find you can reach your foot. You might not. You just do what you can. And just feel that body relax. Breathe in and breathe out. In through your nose. Out through your nose. And then slowly, carefully walk that body up. Now the next one is going to be a seated forward fold. And some people like to use that block. Didn't mean to do that. We'll sit up nice and tall. Some people like to use that pillow. We can round forward. You can put your head on your hands if it's comfortable. You can round forward, and then some people like to use that strap. So see how you do? Put that strap on your feet, sit up nice and tall. And I'm bending my knees here, so hopefully you'll be able to see that hinge from the hip. And then slowly, carefully come forward. Round that body forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Just kind of let that body relax. See if you can let go of any tension. You might get a little closer to those knees. You might not. And then slowly, carefully, gently come up. Now when I do this, I like to bring my feet to the floor. But if you're comfortable sitting on the floor, comfortable in your chair, it's okay to sit there. We're going to take our hands, make fists. Thumbs are going to stick up. They're going right there in the small of your back. You're keeping your chin tucked, and we're just going to kind of open that heart. Breathe into that heart. Just notice whatever it is that's going on in there. Feel the lungs hug that heart. And then I'm going to turn so that you can see what I'm doing. We're going to play with open in the arms. We'll inhale, open, and exhale, close. So make sure you've got that space around you. And then we're going to inhale, open, exhale, and you're going to give yourself a little hug. Breathe into that hug. Breathe out, and I think that's my cardinal back there. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. There he is. He likes to do yoga too. He comes to see me about every Friday. So if you're at home, there's our bird. He's still chirping and enjoying that world out there. Inhale, open that chest. Exhale. He really wants to do yoga with us. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel that hug. Send some love to that little bird. Now bring those hands in. Now we're going to even make a little bird mudra. You can bring the hands across your chest. And just feel that own little bird in your heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice which hand you have on top, and you can switch. Breathe in and breathe out. Emily Dickinson has a wonderful poem about a bird. If you'd like to Google that, you can. But feel that little bird. Wrap your arms around that little bird. Nourish it. You might even kind of take your fingers a little bit. Switch the hands. And just kind of feel that heartbeat. And just like you'd be delicate if you were touching that little bird, be delicate with your heart, delicate with yourself, delicate with those people that you love. Do that the other side. Now he's trying to get in the other way. He really likes yoga. So breathe in and breathe out. Smooth breath in, smooth breath out. And then I'm going to invite you to either lay down if you'd like to, if you're at home, or to sit in the chair. You can take your feet up, and this is what we do in our chair class, just like we're in a recliner. You're going to sit back, and some people do like to put that cushion behind them. So just whatever's going to help you feel comfortable. Let the feet drop out. Let the palms open. You might even imagine you have that little bird in there. And just feel each part of that body relax. Feel the legs, feel the torso, feel the arms, feel the head. And then today we're going to do a metta meditation. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our nose. And it's just me here today with the nice people that are helping me, but they're probably just going to say this in their mind. So I'm going to say something, and if you'd like to repeat it, you may. And I'm going to pause for you to do that. May I be healthy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I feel loved. And then we'll wish that for each other. May you be safe. And you can repeat that after me if you'd like. And imagine that a lot of people, all the people in our class are saying it back at you. May you be well. May you feel peaceful. May you feel loved. May we all be well. May we all be safe. May we all feel peaceful. May we all feel loved. And then we're going to kick back in that chair, and you just want each part of that body to relax. The feet, the ankles, the lower legs, the knees, the upper legs, the hips, the belly and the back, the shoulders and the arms, the hands, the neck, and the face. And just feel that whole body relax. One of our jobs as a yoga teacher is to hold the space. So I'm going to be holding this space for you so that you can practice with me today, whenever you watch this video again, or when you're able to come back. So we'll be here. We'll have our equipment ready. We'll be ready for you. So kick back, relax. For all those people out there saying all those good things for you, wishing all those good things for you. For all those people here wishing all those good things for you. Feel that space, feel that connection. That's what yoga is. It means to join. So breathe in and breathe out. And join us here at the Y as we practice. And we're thinking about you, and you're thinking about us. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Start to bring Bring your feet to the floor. Feel that ground underneath you. Start to turn back towards each other. Sit up nice and tall. Bring those hands to your heart. We're going to look at one hand and the other. Those two opposite hands at the heart. That's where opposites meet. So namaste means me all that's good and strong in me. Bring out all that's good and strong in you. I'll say it first, and I hope you'll say it back to me out there in that virtual world. Namaste.